All right, y'all. We are live on this beautiful, beautiful Sunday morning. The sun is chirping, and the chickens are shining, and the sky is a beautiful green color. The grass is blue. It's a great day to be alive, y'all. Blessings to everybody in the name of Jesus, Yeshua the Messiah. I pray everyone is super blessed. I am not really going to be trading today, but I wanted to come in and talk about something that is very important that I think could be beneficial to a lot of people, not just now, but even in the future. I'm going to be talking about taking losses and how that can even be a good thing. So stay tuned, guys. We will be live very shortly. Make sure to smash up the like button, guys. FOMO into the Jason Casper like button, because if we can get 750 likes during this live stream, I will absolutely be giving away 0.025 Bitcoin. However, I don't know if we'll be able to do it. All right, y'all, we are live. Welcome everybody. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to TN4289. Shout out to Jackez family. Shout out to Martyr Zui, who stopped listening to Carl Runefield songs to view this stream. Well, that's a shame. I really enjoy Carl Runefield's songs. Everyone should go check out Carl from the Moon. He is a musician, by the way, doing some really good music. So today, guys, it's going to be a little bit different of a video. I haven't really done any TA today. It's a chill Sunday. But I want to talk about how to handle losses with trading. Because I have been now, I guess you could say, a public figure in the trading world for a little bit over a year. And I've seen so many people come into this game with so much zeal and just ready to do this thing. And I've seen so many people forsake trading. And the reason is always because they are taking losses and they lose a significant amount of money. And I want to talk through how we should handle this as traders, because let me just say, myself personally, I have lost a lot of money trying to do this in a way that is profitable. And I literally remember being at such a low point that I was literally crying on the floor to my wife because I had taken such a loss, and I was so frustrated with myself, so disgusted with myself that I would let such a thing happen. And I've come such a far way, and I feel that I can share my own experiences, and in hindsight, reflecting on these things that have happened to me as I've gone down this path, to help others who are trying to go down this path too. And I would just like to say also, trading is something that I believe everybody can do. We have great tools at our disposal, things like Cipher, which is an excellent tool. There are things that we can use to give us an edge in these markets. And at the end of the day, I truly believe that it all comes down to our psychology, and it all comes down to how we actually handle losses. So a lot of people enter this game, and a lot of people leave after taking losses. So here's the thing, guys. Losses will 100% happen. If you are a trader, you are going to take losses. So we cannot control whether or not we're going to take losses, right? But what we can do is use those losses to better our trading, right? As traders, it's not our job to prevent losses. Otherwise, we wouldn't be taking any trades. But it is our job to use those losses to better our trading. And there's going to be a little tough love in this video, guys, because the truth is there's two types of people that come into this. There's quitters and there's winners. That's literally the only two types of people that come into this trading thing. There's quitters and there's winners. And you need to decide right now, which are you going to be? Are you going to be a quitter or are you going to be a winner? And I'll be answering some questions in here as well. That's why I wanted to do it live. But, everybody has to make that decision. And it's so easy to be very zealous and, just say, you know what, I'm going to be a winner. I'm going to be a winner. But then life happens, right? Trading happens. And it can be very discouraging. It can be very discouraging. So let's talk about how losing can actually be a good thing, and how for me even losing was a good thing. So first of all, if you are in a position right now where you are losing, and let's say you're taking massive losses, right? Let's say you're taking losses that have really set you back to a point where maybe you can't really trade anymore because your account is gone, or maybe it's paralyzed you because you've taken such large losses, now you don't know what to do. I would like to encourage you, if you're in that position, to just take a step back and understand that this is a learning process. You can almost look at the losses you take as you are coming into trading as paying tuition to learn how to do this if you were to go to an educational institution, because losing lets you know what not to do. And the truth is, if you have taken a loss that is huge, massive, something that really sets you back, whether it be in one trade or over time, most people are taking these losses because they lack either strategy or risk management. Now, I know this seems kind of like an oversimplification of it. You know what I'm saying? It seems like an oversimplification, right? Strategy and risk management. But the truth is, guys, I mean, in all seriousness, if you have a very clearly defined strategy and a very clearly defined risk management system in place, then you will not be taking massive losses. It doesn't mean you're going to be taking all wins. It doesn't even necessarily mean you're going to be a profitable trader. But it 100% means you are not going to be blowing your account. It 100% means you're not going to be taking massive losses. You might be in the red, but you're not going to be putting yourself out of the game completely. Now, the reason why these two things are so important is because a lot of people come into this with the mindset of, I need to make money right now. Because trading is so alluring, right? The reason I got into trading is because I am a very independent-minded person. I have always been an entrepreneur. Ever since I was in school, I'm not even kidding, I used to sell candy in middle school. And I made thousands of dollars selling pixie sticks with a 90% profit margin in like 7th grade. It was crazy. And then I got suspended for doing it. And I did it again. And I got suspended again. And, man, I stopped because, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I guess at the time it seemed like I should stop. But my point is, trading is so alluring because you have the ability to generate another income, or even your main income for some people, without having a boss, without having clients, without having to be restricted geographically. You could do this from anywhere in the world as long as you have an internet connection and a computer or even your cell phone. And this is very, very alluring. So a lot of people come into this wanting to make money. The problem is, if you come into it with that mindset, then you're not actually going to take the time to learn how to do these two main things. And what these will do is they will allow you to have a system that will not only allow you to make money, but it most importantly will prevent you from taking losses, because we have to understand that trading is a game of preservation of capital. Your capital is the only means by which you have to make money doing this. If you have $1,000 of capital, if you lose that $1,000, you have nothing to make money with, right? You can't make profit on something you don't have. So rule number one has to be preservation of capital. And this is something that we do, we go over in the course, right? There's a 25% discount in the description. This course is the blueprint for having those strategies in place, right? I recommend to everybody who's taking losses, it doesn't even matter what your strategy is, y'all. It could be the dumbest thing in the world. You could just look at like two things. Like, and I've given so many strategies for free on my YouTube channel as well that are simple, and if you use them with good risk management, you're probably going to be profitable over time, right? So that's something that's very important. Losing lets you know what not to do. If you are taking lots of losses, write down what you are doing that's causing those losses. Are you risking too much capital per trade? Are you putting up too much capital where you're losing 25% of your account per trade, or even 10% of your account per trade? Are you entering trades that have a poor risk to reward ratio? Are you entering trades? Are you over trading? Do you feel like you always have to be in a trade? I recommend for people, and I used to do this and I don't anymore, but I probably should, is to keep a journal for every single trade you enter. Write down why you entered that trade. Write down what your plan was for that trade. And if it goes wrong, write down, if anything, what went wrong. All right? And a lot of people need to go back to the drawing board and work on these two things. Now, if this is something you don't have in place, I recommend you learn. I recommend you read books. I recommend you take courses. It doesn't have to be my course. There's a lot of different ways to trade. There are a lot of different trading styles out there. You have to know what your strategy is, and you have to know how to manage your risk properly so that you can have the probabilities in your favor. Strategy plus risk management plus discipline equals success. Strategy plus risk management plus the discipline to sit there and only take those trades that are according to your strategy using good risk management, that will equal success. All right. Now, this is something that I feel like a lot of people don't do, that I feel if they did, it could really be a turning point in their trading, which is this: treat your lowest moments as assets, right? And let them fuel your success. I remember, for me, trading and learning to trade, my lowest moment, right? My lowest moment was after I had taken a $30,000 loss in one trade, right? Now, this was when I had just begun trading. I had been trading for a while, and I'll be honest with you guys, the reason I took that loss is because I didn't have these two things, right? I didn't have these two things. But it took me to get to that place, and at the time, guys, $30,000 was a lot of money for me. Like, it was a real big setback for me, right? And, yeah, so I took that loss in one trade. It was a massive chunk of my trading portfolio. And I was so driven at the time to get good at this. I was so driven at the time because I had a goal, which was I wanted to make a certain amount of money per month so that I could, so that my wife didn't have to work at the time. And because I wanted her to be able to stay home and homeschool our children, and I wanted our children to grow up in a home with a family with parents around. And I didn't want her to have to work so that we could support where we were living at the time, which was a totally different situation than what we have now. This is before we were homesteaders and everything. This is before what we're doing now. And I was so driven to do that. And when I took that loss, it was absolutely devastating. It was so devastating. Like I said before, you know, I was literally lying on the floor just feeling so guilty and dirty and disgusting with myself. And I took this low moment and I used it as an asset, right? I let this fuel my success. When I take defeats, when I take losses in life in general, I like to use that to fuel my passion to get better, right? And so if you're in that situation, I would like to just say that you don't don't give up on doing this if this is something that you really want to do. What you need to do is determine in your heart to change. Determine in your heart to change. And if you have to, go back to the drawing board and work on these two things. And I would even put in here the letter C, risk management, right? The not risk management, sorry, that's twice. Patience / discipline, right? These three things. Go back to the drawing board and work on these three things. And you have to make a covenant with yourself and determine within your own heart that you are going to work on these three things and make those changes that you know have to be made in order to do what you want to do. And understand that although it might not be the shortest journey that you ever take, right? It's not going to happen overnight. Understand that your goals are within your reach if you do the right things. If you do the right things, your goals are within your reach. This is not out of your reach. This is within your reach. And you know, if you're listening to me and you're going through this, you know what you're doing wrong. That's the thing. You know what you're doing wrong. You know that you're not adhering to these three principles. And that's the tough truth about it, because every single massive loss I have taken is because I have not stuck to these three principles. And most losses I take now are usually because I'm not sticking to these three principles. Yes, there are losses I take where I stick to these three principles and I take a loss. That's just how it is. But most of my losses, in hindsight, after I take the loss and I go back and I'm like, what happened here? It's usually because I wasn't patient enough to wait for my strategy to play out, right? I've longed, what was the level I longed like 3 times and took a loss, and like 3 different times throughout the past year and a half. I forget, it was like 40,500 or something. Every time I longed that level and took a loss, it was because I wasn't waiting for my strategy, right? I was married to the level, and I was lying to myself that I saw uneven butt cheeks on Market Cipher, even though there were no uneven butt cheeks. Or I was saying, yeah, there's no uneven butt cheeks, but I still think we could get a bounce here. I wasn't waiting for my strategy to play out, right? That's the most recent thing I can think of. And then I also took a loss recently, sticking to everything, and it just, I took a loss, right? But I could have prevented 3 out of 4 losses by adhering to these principles, right? And so, if this has happened to you, you can make a change. You can make changes, right? When I lost all that money and I was lying on the floor with my wife, right? I wanted to stop doing this. I thought, that's it. I can't do this. I thought, I cannot do this. But something within me was determined to keep going. And so I made a promise to myself. And I started then with I started over. I created all new accounts. I put capital in those accounts, and I said, I am going to stick to these things no matter what. And I would rather miss a trade than be in a trade that didn't stick to those 3 principles. I would rather take 1 trade a month and make money because I stuck to my principles than try and like scalp or trade every single day or over trade or lie to myself that, you know, these are the right trades to take. Now, this principle actually applies to every other aspect of life as well. Like for me, I'm really much so, I'm into health and fitness in a lot of ways in my life. When I was a kid, when I was in middle school, I was extremely overweight. guys. I was in 7th grade. I was about 5 foot tall, and I weighed almost 180 pounds. And I'll never forget this one day. This is like the lowest point in 7th grade in gym class, right? They had us run the quarter mile, and I ran for like 20 seconds, and then that's it. I was out of breath, guys. I was out of breath, and I couldn't do it. And people would always bully and make fun of me in middle school because I was so fat. And it's so funny, right? People are always like, "Oh, bullying's so bad. Oh my gosh, like, just accept everybody for who they are," right? But it I understand why people would make fun of fat kids. That's not natural. It's not natural for a young child to be morbidly obese. That's a medical sickness, right? And so I'll never forget, right? Shout out to the people that used to really make fun of me and beat up on me, right? Shout out to Byron Alfaro. Shout out to Jerome Reed. Shout out to Jahi Allen. Shout out to what's the other guy's name? There are some people. You guys know who you are, right? So, I'll never forget the day we ran the quarter mile. We got back into the locker room, and everyone was like, "Jason Casper, get on the scale, man. Let's see how fat you are. Get on the scale." So they all pushed me on the scale, and they measured me out. They're like 180 pounds. They're like, "Damn, Jason Casper," right? And then I'll never forget this guy named Byron Alfaro. Shout out to Byron Alfaro. He stood up on the locker room bench, and he's like, "Everybody, I have a dream that one day Jason Casper will be skinny." He's like, "I have a dream that one day those giant man boobs are going to be rock hard muscles." And everyone was cracking up, man. It was literally the most humiliating moment of my life. I'm sitting there in my underwear, guys, in my tighty whities, just feeling low, man. Feeling pretty dang low. Does that ever happen to anyone? Has that ever happened to anyone? Not fat, just big boned. Yeah. Well, I was too fat to be shoved back in the locker, guys. I was too fat, yeah. But I was unhealthy. The truth was, guys, the reason I was so fat back in those days, right, is because I was doing things that were very unhealthy to my body. I was eating the wrong foods. I was eating too much food. And the thing is, I knew it too, right? Every fat person, I shouldn't say every. I can only talk about myself. As a fat kid, I knew what I was eating was making me fat. I knew it. And I hated being fat, right? But I was doing those things anyway. And it's the same with trading, right? If there is something that is causing losses, stop doing that thing and start doing other things. Stop doing those things and start doing other things. If you know that overtrading is causing your losses, stop doing that thing. You know what you're doing wrong, right? You know what it is. Most people who are overweight, they know what the problem is, right? No one's like, "Oh, I don't know why I'm so overweight. Like, I don't exercise, and I eat like Dunkin' Donuts for breakfast every day, and like I eat pizza and ice cream every night, and I just don't know why I can't lose the weight," right? People know how to eat healthy. They know how to eat fruits and vegetables and whole foods. But the thing is, it's difficult to do those things unless you make the decision to change, right? And you understand that it's not going to happen overnight. You understand that the goals are within your reach, right? And I have to say, guys, that I am very thankful. Shout out to all my high school bullies, guys. Shout out to all my high school bullies. Because honestly, now that I'm 32 years old almost, I look around at all my peers that are my age. And these kids that were in shape because they were kids, athletic, now they've all got man boobs, they're all out of shape. But for me, that moment put fire under my ass to get in shape, right? And today I'm very much so in shape. It has changed my life. It has, and I thank God for the bullies, honestly. I thank God. I thank Jesus for those bullies. Because it totally changed the trajectory of my entire life being at that low point. Because yes, now that I'm in my 30s, I'm healthy, I'm active, I have a good work capacity to do things around the homestead, and also I don't have any health problems. I'm not on any pharmaceutical drug. I was heading down a path of really bad health, guys. right? It even probably helped me out in my musical career back in the day, because I know a band that did not get signed to Sumerian Records because one of their members was too fat, right? So, like, and like these days, guys, like, I'm pretty jacked, man. Like, I am pretty jacked. I'm not gonna lie. Like, yeah, I'm not like a fitness model, but the thing is, like, compared to your average 32-year-old guy out there, I'm in pretty dang good shape. And it's all because of Byron Alfaro giving the speech up there. Giving the speech that one day, Jason Casper, those man boobs would be turned to muscle. You know what I'm saying? So, make that determination within yourself, guys. And here's one more thing, and this is a little bit different. Okay. I said, now I'm gonna wax a little spiritual here, guys. I know not everyone's religious up in the house, but I'm gonna wax a little bit spiritual, because these are true principles, and I am a man of faith. If anyone is around the Jason Casper channel enough, you know I am a man of faith. I believe in Jesus, the Messiah, God in the flesh, who died and shed his blood for the sins of mankind so that we could be resurrected from the dead to live in the state that we were originally created to be in as mankind. But here's the thing. If you are religious or not, right, you have to check your heart on why you're trading. What are your motivations? And you have to identify if you have these two emotions, either fear or desperation. Fear or desperation. And the reason you need to check your heart on these things is because, first of all, desperation is the thief of gains, guys. Desperation is 100% the thief of gains. If you're desperate to make money, you're going to lose money 100%. You need to be focused on the process, and you need to enjoy the process of trading. I say it all the time in my VIP Discord. I don't trade unless I'm stoked on trading. Right? I do not trade unless I am stoked on trading. Because if I'm not stoked on the process, if I'm not excited to find those juicy golden pockets, if I'm not excited to find those juicy uneven butt cheeks, if I'm not excited to go and meet Dolores at the diner and order another cup of coffee, right, and look at those uneven cheeks, then I shouldn't be trading, right? I enjoy technical analysis. I love it. I even dream about it sometimes. I know that sounds crazy, but I actually dream about TA, guys. I've had multiple dreams of, like, going to a chart, pulling a golden pocket, and seeing that golden pocket, like, right on a point of control, thinking, like, oh man, it's gonna be so dang juicy, right? So, like, you have to be stoked on the process. If you're desperate, you are going to lose money. And secondly, if you're fearful and you're trading because you're fearful, you are also probably going to lose money. Now, I know that times are getting very tough in the world, and I've been reading a lot of articles about how there's a housing crisis in this country. There are more homeless. Well, I'm from the good old United States of America, right? There's more homeless people than ever. The average rent has gone up 30% in the last year. The average mortgage payment per month for new homeowners has gone up over 40% on average in this country. Gas prices are going up, food prices are going up, and I have talked to a lot of people, and they are fearful. They are fearful, and that is what is getting them into trading. Now, I have to just warn you that if you have feelings of desperation or feelings of fear, those things are not conducive to your success, okay? And I would also tell you to ask yourself if you are serving money, right? Are you serving money? Because I can tell you guys, honestly, from experience, I have run the gamut of financial situations in my life, guys. There has been a point in my life where I would walk into restaurants randomly to look for food that people left on the table that they didn't eat, and I would take the food and put it in my pocket and walk out of the restaurant because I didn't have money to literally buy food, right? Where people, like, dropped $1 on the floor and I would, like, grab it up so I could buy, like, a dang McDouble. right? And then there were times where I had no job, I had no friends, I had nothing, right? Living in a vehicle, not even kidding. Back in the day, and now I do live in a time. In my life, I can say that I am financially blessed, right? But I will also say this. It's very important to put your faith in the Lord that He will provide for you. And whether you have a lot or a little, you need to have faith in Him that He will provide for you, and that you don't worship money. And when I say worship, when I say serving money, what does that mean? It means you are devoting 100% of who you are to that thing, right? Whatever it is. Now, I have worshipped many things in my life that were not God. I worshipped music. That's actually the main thing that I used to worship, guys, was music. I would serve it. I was a slave to it. Whatever you are a slave to, that is what you worship, right? And I just be careful getting into this game. If you are fearful and desperate, you might find yourself actually worshiping the idea or the concept of making a lot of money. And the Lord gives us a warning in Matthew chapter 6. This is the Bible, if anyone's unfamiliar with it. Right? And Jesus says, "Do not lay up for yourselves treasures upon the earth, where moth and rust corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust corrupt, and where thieves do not break through and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." And then he goes on to say, "No man can serve two masters, because he will either hate one and love the other, or he will hold unto the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and mammon," and this word mammon here is essentially money. You can't serve God and money, right? Because if you're trying to do that, it's going to be an either-or situation that you're going to find yourself in. And if you find yourself serving money, well, this world is quickly coming to an end, guys. You know, I don't mean to wax eschatological on us, but yeah, we can see where things are heading, guys. And every physical thing that we can acquire here on this earth is going to go away. And whether you're religious or not, that's the truth. Because when you die, you can't take any of that stuff with you, you know? And so because of this, right, because Jesus says, don't lay up for yourselves treasures upon the earth, and you cannot serve two masters. He says, therefore, because of these things, he says, don't take any thought to your life, what you will eat, what will you drink, what you will put on, clothes for your body. Isn't life more than food, and the body more than clothing? Then he goes on to say, look at the birds of the air. They don't do any work, but God feeds them. Are you not more valuable as a human being created in God's image than the birds? And then he says, look at the grass of the field. The grass doesn't do any work, but the flowers that grow wild in the field, they are dressed more splendidly than the wealthiest king who ever lived on the earth. So if God clothes the grass of the field, which today is and then tomorrow is burned in the oven, shall he not much more clothe you, O you of little faith? And then he says, take no thought, saying, what shall we eat? What shall we drink? How shall we be clothed? But he says, seek first the kingdom of God and the righteousness of God, and all these things will be added unto you. Now, I can just speak from personal experience here, guys, and say that this is 100% true in my life. There have been times where I literally have had nothing, but I was seeking the Lord. I was spending time in prayer, seeking his face with everything I had, because I was at a very low point in my life, having nothing. And I remember very specifically a point where I was sitting there contemplating my life and felt the Lord speak to me. I did not hear an audible voice, Casper. He says, if you put me first in everything, you will never have to worry about having a need. I will provide everything you need. And that has been completely true in my life. And, you know, it's so easy to get caught up in things, physical things, that we are more than just material beings, right? There are metaphysical aspects to us, right? We have consciousness. You know, we have love. We have relationship. And we need to have those things in the proper order, because if we don't, we're going to find that we are doing things that are causing us to have emotions like fear and desperation that are not conducive to the success and the goals that we have. Now, I know not everybody is religious here, right? In fact, I don't even know. If anyone's religious, let me know in the chat, guys. if anyone, oh, there's a lag, huh? Interesting. There's a lag. That is a little bit interesting, guys. A lag, guys. Interesting. Okay. Back. Let me know in the chat, guys. Are we back right now? Or are we still lagging? Yeah, Bitcoin slut. I heard that. I heard that CryptoFace said that as well. And the trading bot is going well. The trading bot is going well. So, alright, cool. It's still laggy. Alright, well, we might have to cut the stream, guys. Yeah. It still says viewers may be experiencing buffering. Alright. Shout out to Robert Bonar. And shout out to everyone who's sticking through the stream with us. But yeah, I think I might have to cut it, guys. Might have to cut this stream. I was hoping we could have some questions in here. Some questions and answers. But yeah, it's not gonna work out. Alright, guys. Oh, okay, it's okay. People saying it's okay. I don't know. YouTube. So I'm trying to see if I can actually view it on my cell phone here. I can see that it's very poor quality. So I'm trying to see if I can actually view it on my cell phone here. I can see it. Alright, cool. So we might be back, guys. We might be back. Yeah, I guess my last stream, Memory Man, I pissed off some people talking about some things that that the YouTube machine doesn't like. How long did it take me to trade successfully full time? It took me about 3 years, honestly. It took me about 3 years before I was able to really say, yeah, I feel like I could do this profitably, consistently. And really, the reason why it took me 3 years is because I wasn't sticking to these principles, guys. Like, honestly, if I had seen this video back when I was struggling, this really would have helped me a lot. This really would have helped me a lot. So it's not my CPU, it's my internet. I think I think I wasn't losing consistently for 3 years. I was going through phases of being profitable and then not sticking to the principles and blowing my account. Well, not necessarily blowing my account, but taking a loss. And also during those 3 years, I was not always trading. I wasn't always. I didn't really determine to become a trader, like, and really do it until like 2019. Right? That's when, that 2019 is when I made the decision to really do it and focus everything on it, because before that I was on and off. Before that I was on and off. You know? Did I start out leverage trading? I started trading stocks with a TD Ameritrade account. Then I switched to Forex, where everything is always on margin. And then I switched to crypto once I discovered that ByBit was a thing, because I really enjoyed the margin trading on Forex. I enjoyed longing and shorting because I never like shorted stocks. I don't even know how to do that, to be honest with you. So, yeah. Could I mention maintenance, margin, liquidation, funding rate? Those things, they don't really matter in the scope of this video as far as these other principles, right? Maintenance margin, I'm assuming, I don't even really know what maintenance margin is, to be honest. I don't really know what that is. I don't really know, but liquidation is if your trade is in the negative so much that the exchange needs to take all your money, so that the exchange doesn't end up taking a loss. And funding rate is simply just it exists so that the price on your exchange is pegged to the global price of the asset. So sometimes the people in longs will have to pay people in shorts and vice versa, just to make sure that the price on a certain exchange doesn't, so you're not trading Bitcoin for like 52 grand on ByBit and then on like Coinbase it's like 30 grand. That's extreme. But in order to keep the price trading at a price that is equal to, pretty much whatever, GDAX is saying. Do I have advice for people who work all day and want to trade? I have some advice, which is you can either go down the swing trading road and take very few trades, in which case you would have to be able to look at a chart when price is getting close to your level. Or if you only have like an hour or two to trade, try and find a market open, whether it be New York, London, or Asia, and try and scalp that session. Right? Try and scalp that session, because usually you can find some good trade setups if you only have a few times to trade. Then that's the advice I would give. Jonathan Moore says, it's amazing that the powers that be have been able to make us forget that the goal of human life is to build a sustainable homestead. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that's the goal of human life, but I would say building a sustainable homestead is one of the best ways to avoid being reliant on a system that wants to enslave your body and your soul. The best advice from your course was that the market is normally trading sideways. Since that revelation, I've been much more successful and happy taking smaller gains. Yeah, that's another thing, guys. The market is usually trading sideways. And if we can identify sideways markets, then we can just buy low and sell high, right? I mean, we could see pretty clear right here that we had highs and lows trading sideways. And if you literally just, if you just low leverage, buy low and sell high, you could have longed here, you could have shorted here, you could have longed here, you could have shorted here, been in drawdown for a little bit, but eventually in profit. You could have longed here, you could have longed down here. And let's say then again you like long down here. Well, you know, you would have taken a loss, but you would have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wins and 1 loss. Yeah, the market's usually trading sideways, guys, and that's what's so great about TA is it helps you identify where are the highs and where are the lows, so that you can determine where you should enter those trades. Okay, how do you access the bot? The bot is okay. So here's the thing about the bot, guys. Let me be as candid as possible. The trading bot right now, the crypto fusion bot, is a trading bot that trades your plans for you. Okay, basically you do your technical analysis. If you have a job, let's say, and you can't be at the charts all day, you could do your technical analysis. Like this guy, Melonhead 1102, has taken all these trades in one day. He's taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 trades in a day, 7 wins, 2 losses, and this bot traded this all automatically for him because he told it where to look for a trade and what confirmations to look for. Now, look, the trading bot is not necessarily going to guarantee that you're going to win every trade, but you can see that what we have here is a community of people who are this guy was trading my trade setups that I give, because I give trade setups as well for the bot. Some good ones too. I mean, he took some good ones, but this bot right now, here's the people for who it's for. It's for people who already know technical analysis. This is not the kind of thing you can walk into and start making money. We do have a community in here, guys, of people who are giving scripts, giving strategies. Crypto Tom is like amazing at this. Crypto Daddy is really, really good. Southpaw is really good. We're in here to kind of help each other. And this bot right now is costing $175 a month. This is a custom created bot. We have a team of developers who have worked on this bot. It's pretty much limitless in its capacity to use multiple time frame confirmations. And we're working on even juicier things right now, guys. Right now, what we are doing is we are opening it up for people to test it at a $175 a month price. And eventually, when we officially launch, we're going to raise that. But this is for serious traders. This is not for necessarily beginners, guys. But we do have a community in here of this who will support and help you learn how to do this. This bot takes a lot of the psychology out. This bot takes a lot of the psychology out of trading, because if you know, for example, like, okay, I want to take a short from right here, if we get our confirmations, then you can set up the bot to do so. So that's what I did. Like the other day, I was out planting beets in the homestead garden, and let's see. Well, I took a little long with the bot. Took a long for me on Friday, and then on Thursday it took a short for me when I was out in the garden planting beets. But yeah, you kind of have to know what you're looking for. But it is a game changer. And if you know some TA, it's a game changer. I pretty much just use Market Cipher, but people are using all different types of indicators. You can use Market Cipher DBSI, Market Cipher A, Market Cipher B, the regular RSI, anything. You can use anything. But in order to get access to it, you have to be a member of the Casper crew. So you have to be a VIP Patreon of mine, and then you can access the bot. Once it launches live officially in July, then anybody can have access to it. But for right now, we're keeping it within the Casper crew community, just because it's an exclusive Jason Casper type thing here. So that's the deal with the bot, guys. Shout out to Crypto Killers, who is a believer and a seeker. Yes, I prefer crypto to Forex. How do I keep track of my trades on my accounts? The way I keep track of my trades on my accounts, Jamie MC, is I simply just enter my trades, and if it's a swing trade, I enter the trade, and once TP1 is hit, I set my other TPs. I set my stop loss at my entry, and I don't think about it. I'm long from 33.1. I'm long on Bitcoin from literally right down here, 33,100. I haven't opened up that account in months, guys. I haven't opened that account in months. That's not true. I opened it last month to take profit when we hit this high up here. And I'm short from up here, around 47.8 ish. And you know, that same I haven't really touched or opened that account because there's no need to, right? I have my take profit set all the way down to literally, for that short, $17,000. I have no reason to even open that account again, right? So, unless I want to like take the funds out, so. Yeah. Happy Sunday to Dave Hagen. Yeah, I do draw circles fast. Yeah, I have no reason to close it because I leave gains on the table, guys. Like you guys know, you've seen me in here the other day holding a long trade as we're dumping, saying well, I'm not gonna close it. I'm not gonna close it. Where did that happen? Right here, actually. So I longed this. I hit a TP1 somewhere up here, and then I had a TP2 set at like 42K. I thought we were gonna get to 42K, right? I let that trade get stopped out at the entry. I leave gains on the table because of the fact that we might have some crazy move to the downside, right? So, like, because I'm long from up here, if I had closed 100% of the trade, it's like when those runners happen, those are going to be like your money makers, right? Small gain, break even, small loss, huge gain. That's the strategy that works for me, right? So if my strategy has been I enter a trade with 2% of my account up for risk, usually some decent leverage on it. And then after TP1 gets hit, I take half the trade out, stop loss the entry, and then take profits along the way and let it ride. So, yeah. I do dollar cost average into setups, especially when I see high time frame confirmation. Shout out to Ben Spot. Happy birthday, bro. Happy birthday. How long did it take me to fully understand market Cipher B? I'm always still understanding it and learning it. I would have to say that it does take some time to learn how to interpret it, but you will, especially if you spend time analyzing the market and watching how the market moves, you'll learn how to interpret it. The biggest things I would say is learn how to use the money flow to determine what is happening, because if you're only focusing on the momentum waves, you're not going to have as much success. And the best advice I could give is when you see divergence in wave and money flow, that is telling you that the bottom is in, right? When you see the money flow getting higher and the momentum waves getting higher as the price gets lower, that should tell you that this is a significant bottom, right? And this is the 4-hour time frame right now. So, you know, I did long this, by the way, and that's a fib, not a measurement tool, but it's about an 11% move right there on the 4-hour time frame. So, you know, that's the most powerful thing, right? Mark Cipher B, and I have many videos on it. 12-minute time frame, divergence in money flow, momentum waves, very, very powerful signals. Very powerful signals. Shout out to Cryptologist. The markets are going down. All the smart people got out of the market last year, says Ken P. Well, you know, we're not traditional like hodlers over here, right? We're margin traders. So we're shorting, we're longing, we're scalping, like, you know, small time frames. So, you know, shout out to Ian Hole. When I got the bot to catch that short, was it because you set the bot alert? Yes, I always ladder into the bot trades, guys. I set them for a zone and ladder in. So that's so crazy about the stream getting cut off. When I was reading the Bible, that's crazy. But yeah, guys, I am actually gonna have to head out though, because it's been about an hour. And I don't know anything about options. I don't trade options, my friend. Pushkar, I don't trade options. I exclusively trade cryptocurrency, and my experience in trading is primarily forex and crypto. And I learned technical analysis in the beginning, thinking I was going to be a stock trader, but I quickly discovered forex and how much cooler that is. Right, the markets don't close at 4:30, and they're open even on Sundays, so you can long and short. Any discount on the Exocharts course? Yeah, there is a discount on the Exocharts course. In the pinned comments in all my videos, there's a 15% discount. Shout out to Mike Jones, who says, "Thanks, Jason. My chart, your chart sharing in VIP has been biggest help for my TA. Everyone, if you want to catch up instantly to where these guys are at, get his VIP. Cheap every month for massive help." Oh, thanks, Mike Jones. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate the shout. Bitcoin Long or Short says, "Jesus loves you, dude." Yeah, Jesus, he loves you too. Yeah, it's okay to join the Patreon now. It's the first of the month. It's the first of the month. Exactly, Bitcoin Slut. Who? Mike Jones. Who? Who is Mike Jones? Who is Mike Jones? Yeah, interesting stuff, guys. Interesting stuff. But yeah, you know, it's this is some good info, guys. You know, remember not to serve money. God is the owner of everything. He owns everything, and he keeps his covenant faithfulness to his people. Ben Carlson just joined today. Where are the potential trades posted? Oh, okay. So here's where they're posted. Where it says potential Bitcoin scalp trades, as well as that's really it. Potential Bitcoin scalp trades, and then a lot of times here in my TA. So here's how it works. If I post the green box, that means I'm looking to take a trade on that level. You know, it means I'm looking to take a trade at that level. So, you know, on Friday, I was able to short from this green box and long from this green box. And I didn't take the trades. My bot took the trades. Well, I took this short live on YouTube. If you go back to the Friday YouTube stream, I publicly took this short live on YouTube. And then this one my bot took. But check out the Bitcoin TA Advanced channel. This is where the good traders who I know are really good post their stuff. And then potential the VIP trade setups right here. This is where I actually post charts you can import. You can actually import the charts I do for all different coins: Matic, Ape, Dot, Solana, ETH, Bitcoin. I do these every week, and you can actually get all the green boxes and everything on your own trading view. And then the VIP TA Beginner, this is just where we all chat and like hang out, you know. So market's dumping, someone says, I guess. Which God am I talking about? I am talking, John C., about the God whose name is spelled in Hebrew Yod-He-Vav-He. People sometimes say Jehovah. Oliver Kusma says there is no God. And Mini Millionaire says first time here. Shout out to Matteo Cichetti, who says, I just started growing vegetables. That's so cool. Where's the next long I'm looking for? The next major long I'm looking for, guys, is probably going to be from around 37K. From around 37K. Right around, I'm looking actually to come down and take out these lows right here for an unexpected and then I don't know though. I really don't know. I have to do some TA after I get this stream done with this stream. I'll do some TA. I'll post my thoughts in the VIP Discord after I get done with this. Shout out to Mini Millionaire, first time here. That's amazing. Oliver Kusma says no gods are real. Well, how do you know? That's interesting. That is interesting. Is there a big difference in trading USDT and USD? Yes, there is now. Correct, Ben Carlson. When there's a green box, that's basically saying, here's where I'm looking to take a trade. Yes, there's a big difference. In fact, right now, we can see that the USDT pair is trading just more volume in general than the USD pair. This is the USD pair, and this is a 15-minute chart. And we can see that this candle right here had 9 million volume on the USD pair, but if we go to the USDT pair, that same candle had 23 million volume, right? So more than double. And right now, it seems that USD used to have more volume, but it seems that a lot of the real traders, the ones that are really trading with a lot of capital, they are now switched to USDT, I guess because of the I can't even say the word bear market, you know? The bear market. As a hodler, should you DCA in? I've been DCAing on hodl since 50K. So, I mean, you know, I'm a long-term hodler. Is Bitcoin is blockchain the new MGM? Blockchain is the technology that is going to enslave mankind, right? It's going to enslave mankind. My long-term perception for crypto, I think Bitcoin will hit $100,000, and I do think that Bitcoin is probably not going to get as high as some people want. And the reason I say that is because as I see the way that, well, it doesn't really matter. I see my long term for Bitcoin is I see us going down to the 20s and then putting in an all-time high. That's what I see. That's why I've been DCAing since 50K. There is a free Discord to join, Ken. I don't really post much in the free Discord. I should post in there more. But I mostly post in my $45 a month Discord VIP community. Yeah, it's a scary bear market. It's a scary bear market. So. Yeah, bear markets, guys, you know, I do think... God bless you, Yaha Tariq. I do think that we are going to come down. I still hold to my view. I still hold to my plan that we will lose this and probably come down to test anywhere between the anywhere. Honestly, I know this sounds kind of scary, but between 17K and 23K, I think, is going to be the bottom of this. I think once that weekly wave comes down on Market Cipher B on the week, and we get a big old green dot right here, I think that's the bottom. I think that's the bottom. Because historically, that's been the bottom. We can't really see it on ByBit, but if we go to the BLX chart, we can see that the bottom of these bear markets is typically when we get the big green dot, money flow in the purple on Market Cipher B, right? And, you know, this right here is essentially if we had a bear flag from the all-time high, and this is a bear flag, our target would be that 17 to 20-ish, $23,000 area. And also we do have a wedge, a rising wedge as well, with the target being around that $17,000 to $20,000 area, and so the golden pocket around 26 to 28, and then again 17 to 20. Those are the two areas I'll be looking for support. I wouldn't be surprised if we do something like this, get another move up, And then get a move down to the golden pocket, get a bounce from the golden pocket, reject support resistance flip, come down here. This will give the weekly enough time to give us a nice big bottom. This is kind of what I'm looking at as a massive downtrend, and then come in for an all-time high. That's still my plan that I'm still currently trading right now. Where's the dollar topping? Yeah, I was just looking at DXY earlier. Shout out to Ben Carlson. I don't know when the dollar will stop. I don't know. My startup capital, it was quite a bit when it came to trading Bitcoin. When it was trading Forex, it was small, and I was just dipping my toes in. But the thing is, I put my whole life savings into Bitcoin in 2016. It was the stupidest move in hindsight. I bought high with my whole life savings. The number one move you should never do. But the Lord had mercy on me, right? The Lord had mercy on me. And ended up selling a lot at 10K and then selling a lot more at 20K and then still hodling some. So that's how I was actually able to purchase a piece of property now where I am homesteading. So the Lord really had mercy on me. In hindsight, man, he had so much mercy on me and so much favor on me. Adrash, I don't have time to analyze the euro yen, but I should eventually do that. I should eventually do that, but yeah. Crypto Tom says God is 100% real. I would agree with that, Crypto Tom. I would agree with that. Yeah, I know not everyone is believes in God. Not everyone's religious, but you know, I am who I am. So I just talk about the things on my mind on this channel. You know. Thoughts about CNY? I don't really have any, to be honest with you. Not right now. Bitcoin long-term regression on BLX. I'm not sure how to view that, Sunrock. I'm not sure how to view that. ETH 2.0. Yeah, there's going to be ETH 2.0 coming out allegedly, and it's going to do everything. It's going to be awesome. What bot do I use? I use the Crypto Fusion bot. The Crypto Fusion bot is it's the bot, the Jason Casper bot. That's what it is. Elham says it's funny the options. Either you know God is real or you think it's random. Yeah, that's the thing. That's, I can't look around and say that this is all random. And then I cannot adopt a materialistic, or I should say naturalistic worldview to say that matter is all that exists. Because that doesn't explain things like consciousness. It doesn't explain things like, why colors are beautiful, why there's such a thing as music. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, randomness doesn't exist. I would agree with that as well. Which exchange do I use? I use ByBit and PHEMEX primarily. Ben Carlson, please don't put that upon me, People call me JC, it freaks me out a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Freaks me out when people call me JC. Yeah, I use ByBit and PHEMEX, right? Memory Man says all is mind. Yeah, I would agree with that, Memory Man, but probably in a different way than what you mean. But I would still agree with that, right? I believe that consciousness is responsible for the creation of everything. TK Movies. Shout out to TK Movies, my man. God doesn't explain things either. For example, who created God? Well, that's a great question. Who created God? I mean, if we are existing within a creation that had a beginning, then whatever caused that creation to come into existence needs to exist outside of that creation. And if time is just a physical property of the creation, then the creator must exist outside of time. And the only way we can say something had a beginning is by measuring it in time. Any forecast for a possible trade coming up? I haven't done my TA for the day yet. You know, I was going to do it when I get off the stream here. But the levels that I posted from last week, I'm still looking at right now. So, does meditation help in trading? I mean, for me, I pray every day. It helps me not only focus on what's truly important, but I can't speak for other types of meditation since I do not partake. The trading range. Yeah, well, there's multiple ranges. So this is a giant trading range, right, for the entire year. And this is a trading range that we've been in for a few months. And those are the two major ranges that we've been in right now. I would say we're coming to the lows of our range. And I would also say I usually would be looking for longs around here, but I'm only going to take one if I get a really clear confirmation. I think we can come down to around 37, 36.5-ish or something. As long as we maintain this trend line here, I actually think that it could do pretty well. So I would be looking for a move down to the trend line, or at least to take out these three lows right here. All right, at least take out these lows from back here, because look at this. We had a wick, and then we had some lows put in. We took out those lows, and then we got a bounce. And then again, we have this wick. We put in some lows right here. I would think we take out the lows and get a bounce, right? That's just kind of what I'm looking at. How do you handle a losing streak? I would say you handle a losing streak the same way I outlined in this stream. The levels from last week, Ben Carlson, they're posted here in the Bitcoin TA, Jason Casper. So on Friday, right here, from May 29, 2022. This is the levels, all the levels that I'm looking at right here, and all the green boxes that Jason Casper is looking at. Mini Millionaire, where can you learn the basics of crypto? Well, this is a trading channel, so I can't really teach you a thing about crypto. But the only person that comes to mind is like Ivan on Tech. You could probably learn a lot from him. He posts a lot of things about actually like blockchain development and stuff. I know that he has courses on that, but I don't really know. Best exercises for posture, I would say deadlifts. Deadlifts for sure. Can't get wrong. It did touch the trend line on some exchanges, did it? Because mine definitely did not touch this trend line. Mine didn't touch the trend line. What's going on? Wah relaxation music. What is going on, man? That's true, Crypto Tom. Having a winning attitude is much more important than having a competitive attitude. Yeah, for sure. What color are my candle settings? Yeah, so TradingView changed things, right? Where you used to be able to have so for the purple, it's literally just this purple, but for the blue, TradingView got rid of this color blue, so now you have to custom it. And let's see. It's hex code. Here, I'll just paste it in the chat. I'll paste the hex code in the chat. Because, yeah, when TradingView changed that, man, it messed with me for a while. What's going on, Wow? Relaxation music. Thanks for being here. How are we drawing this half-year trend line? I'm just taking it from this wick down here on January 24th to the wick right here on February 24th. And that's all I'm doing. But, all right, guys, I am going to head out now. But God bless everybody. Thank you so much for being here. And receive this blessing in Hebrew. I love Hebrew. I love Hebrew. The purpose of this blessing is that God, the Creator, would place His name upon you and give you completeness. And it goes like this: Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha, Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom b'shem Yeshua HaMashiach Elohei Israel. In English, that means may the Lord bless you and protect you, and may He shine His light upon you and have grace upon you. May He turn His face towards you and give you completeness. In the name of Jesus, the Messiah, the God of Israel. Amen. May you guys all be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.